Today I'm going to talk about Pyeongyang naengmyeon, a type of cold noodle, a representative noodle dish for Koreans. It's the shape of Pyeongyang naengmyeon. Basically, it is characterized by the clear beef soup. Garnish varies slightly from restaurant to restaurant. Boiled egg and boiled beef are the common composition. Depending on the restaurant, boiled pork and chicken are served together. Buckwheat noodles are located underneath it. Pyeongyang naengmyeon can be said to be the two major mountains of naengmyeon along with Hamung naengmyeon. Both are originated in North Korea. They were named after the places in North Korea. Hamung naengmyeon will be covered in another video. Compared to Hamung naengmyeon, which is easy to access due to its sweet and sour taste, Pyeongyang naengmyeon has gained popularity belatedly. These days, it has become very popular and there are many Pyeongyang naengmyeon restaurants. The prices ranges from 13,000 won to 16,000 won for expensive restaurants. It is based on restaurants known to cook Pyeongyang naengmyeon properly. The price range is higher than Hamung naengmyeon because of the high cost of ingredients. Much of the cost of the ingredients is used to make the beef soup. It is said that the taste of the beef soup varies depending on whether the meat is domestic or imported and where the beef parts are. I'm insensitive to taste and I don't like soup-based food, but I usually eat all the Pyeongyang naengmyeon soup. The next important thing is the buckwheat content of noodles. Normally it is about 60% to 70%. Some restaurants say they use 100% buckwheat. Because buckwheat does not clump well, starch is mixed together to extract the noodles. The rougher and better the noodles are cut, the higher the contents of buckwheat. The more chewy the noodles, the higher the contents of starch. It is the beef soup that determines the taste of Pyeongyang naengmyeon. It looks like clear and transparent plain water, so you may wonder if it has any taste. But when you taste it, you change your mind. It's hard and ambiguous to describe the taste. If I had to express it in English, I would say watery taste. But I can't find an English word that accurately expresses that feeling. Anyway, there are people who like and dislike the taste of Pyeongyang naengmyeon. The gap between them is obvious. However, if you try it a few times, you will understand the mysterious taste of the beef soup. Once that happens, you will have no choice but to fall in love with Pyeongyang naengmyeon. There is also a lot of talk about how to eat Pyeongyang naengmyeon. In the case of Hamung naengmyeon, the noodles are tough, so people usually cut them in advance with scissors and then eat. However, Pyeongyang naengmyeon does not need to be so because the noodles are easily cut up. If you cut Pyeongyang naengmyeon with scissors, you would hear that you are an amateur. They say to add as little vinegar and mustard as possible to Pyeongyang naengmyeon and enjoy the original taste. But I prefer a strong flavor, so I add vinegar and mustard generously. In other words, you can just eat it comfortably as you like. There seems to be nothing particular to pay attention to as long as you are careful not to use scissors. Pyeongyang naengmyeon appeared in the records in the 17th century. As mentioned above, its noodles are made with buckwheat as the main ingredient. Buckwheat was the most common crop in Pyeongnyang-do, where winter was long and freezing. Pyeongnyang-do is a province of North Korea. Accordingly, a culture of making and eating noodles from late autumn to winter, the harvest period of buckwheat, developed. Noodles were made from buckwheat and were put in the cold soup made with beef. This is why naengmyeon was considered a winter food even though it is cold. However, because of its cool nature, people eat naengmyeon more in summer these days. Before being the capital of North Korea, Pyeongyang was originally the provincial capital of Pyeongnyang-do. Naturally, the name Pyeongyang seems to have come to be used as the name for these buckwheat noodles. My mother is a North Korean who fled to South Korea during the Korean War. When I was young, my mother and her friends used to have 개 meetings. 개 is a Korean-style private fundraising reunion. Members regularly pay a small amount of money, and when enough money is collected, members receive a large amount of money in order. Since 개 is based on mutual trust, it also has the nature of a social gathering. These meetings were mainly held at Pyeongyang naengmyeon or Hamhung naengmyeon restaurants. Those restaurants were run by people fled from North Korea, so they had legitimacy. I followed my mother to those 개 meetings and learned the taste of naengmyeon. Naengmyeon is one of my favorite food. If the two Koreas reunify, can I go to North Korea and taste the real Pyeongyang naengmyeon? My mother still misses her family and hometown in North Korea. She soothed her longing eating naengmyeon.